From national concerns to local ones, 2 NYPD officers were shot at a Bronx public housing complex in New York City. The incident follows the shootings of 6 other on-duty officers in a little bit more than a year. Now, 4 of those officers died. New York City real estate executive Don Peebles is with me now. Don, it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
Does this change your view at all about doing business in New York?
Well,
what
look,
seems to be increasing violence is what I mean.
Well, I think what's happening here is the administration running the city is tone deaf. They're not living in reality. We are having a dramatic increase in random violence, and that's frightening visitors from coming to New York, and it's also making business owners more concerned. And then you add that to these other discussions about raising tax and adding more regulations to private sector, and it forces people to look at alternative cities.
So you've said in the past you are considering or would consider a run for mayor of New York City. Do incidents such as these propel you forward in your thinking to the extent of, okay, I could do better than what's happening now?
Absolutely. What we have right now is we have criminals walking around with weapons and armed, and they
shooting
are
shooting police officers
who are sitting ducks. We have slashings of women. We have women being raped. Who are tourists raped in Central Park, and the mayor is going to Iowa to knock on doors for Hillary Clinton when this city is in chaos. And so, yeah, it's a big concern.
So let me ask you, speaking of being tone deaf, I mean, we do want to play some clips from Mayor de Blasio. Here is one of note. Okay, actually, we don't have that, but in essence, he was essentially trying to speak in favor of the police force, but he has come under so much fire for not protecting the force. Well,
what happened is that the mayor set the tone very early. Bill de Blasio, after the grand jury decided not to indict the officers for Eric Gardner's death, he empathized with people who are in fear of police violence, as opposed to recognizing he's the leader of the police department. But the reality is he's tried to racially polarize this issue. And frankly, the minority community, African Americans and Latinos, disproportionately carry the burden of crime. And there are no more conservative New Yorkers when it comes to law enforcement than African Americans.
So let me ask you before we go, there is a Black Lives Matter candidate who actually, or I should say activist, excuse me, who wants to put himself forward to be the mayor of Baltimore. Is it a good mix to have an activist turned mayor?
No, we see it in New York right now. Bill de Blasio was a paid protester as a public advocate, so he was an activist. Being mayor of a major city, or any city for that matter, you're performing administrative functions and municipal functions.
Everyone.
And so also you have to be a good manager. These are multi-billion-dollar organizations. Activists belong in running for Congress, running for the United States Senate. They belong maybe on the city council, but they do not belong as managers. Our cities need to be run by competent managers who have experience in managing and leading businesses or large organizations.
All right, Don. Well, when you're ready for your announcement, you know where to come. Don Peebles joining me there. In the meantime, real estate exec.